Lat pull down. There's a couple things we're going to go over. Number one will be the setup for the actual machine itself. So you may not be able to see, but I cannot get my legs fully into the knee pads over here. So I'm going to have to raise this a little bit, right? And you want to raise them to the point where you can actually scoot yourself in pretty nice inside, like as close to your thighs as possible, right? So that you have a little bit of room to like lean back, using your thighs, as much of your thighs as you possibly can, right? So this is as much as I need it. So gripping the bar, this should be, again, similar to your pull-ups, a little bit outside of your shoulder width. And I want to make sure that you guys have your hands placed equally apart from both sides, from the middle. All right, so as I grab the bar, I'm going to set my legs underneath as close to my hips as possible on my thighs, right? And one of the biggest mistakes I see is people really pop their chest up here and they do their lat pull downs like this with a really big arc in the lower back. We want to try to avoid doing that so we can actually use our lats. And the way we're going to do that is actually having a little bit of tension in the core itself. Well, what that will look like is boom. So I did like a mini crunch right there with my abs. And what this is doing is setting your rib cage over your hips. And we want to keep this position the entire time while we're doing our lat pull down, right? So what that did right there is pushed my body back a little bit, is the position that I actually want to be in, right? And even while I'm in this position, I have a little bit of room to rock from my hip itself, right? I don't want to rock from my spine, right? I want to keep my spine locked with my core, with my abs, and then I want to rock from the hips as one unit from the upper body, right? So the first initial movement will be a scapular depression, the same thing we did in the pull-ups, right? So followed after the scapular depression, you're going to pull down to your chin or collarbone. Right, so for my mechanics, I pull right to my chin right here. What I don't want to see is people trying to pull there, right? That's not necessarily going to be correct form. We want to keep that core locked in, scapular depression, and right under the chin, above the collarbone. Right, so a little bit of rocking back and forth, keeping my spine locked in, using the core, and this is how we would perform a lat pull down.